Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your week of November 22nd general tarot reading. We're going to be trying to help you out by looking at some of your cards, looking at your energy, looking at some possible challenges for you this week, and looking at some possible outcomes for you. We're also going to try to get some more details to help you out by clarifying all those cards and tying everything off with an oracle card at the end. These are general readings though, Leo, so all of this, some of this, or none of this may resonate with you. If it does resonate, that's fantastic. But if it doesn't, or some of it doesn't, it's just not your message or part of your message. So don't try to make something fit that doesn't. We already got some pop-outs for you, Leo, so the deck's ready to go. Are you ready to go? Let me know down below, because I'm ready to rock. We got the Empress, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Death card here. I feel like this is you making a change for the better, for your future, for abundance, for getting everything that you want here. So that's really awesome. The Empress represents abundance, represents the opportunities, the things you want in the world being birthed into your world, being brought to the forefront for you. So that's really beautiful. I love that. That's a fantastic energy. The Empress is all four of the minor arcana queens put together. So that's very fantastic. I love that. Feels like a very complete energy for you coming into this week. Got the Ace of Pentacles. We're talking about planting those seeds to grow them into something else, grow them into that abundance, grow them into that, whatever it looks like for you, your life down the road, whatever that looks like, leaving your mark behind, having your financial material world being in an extremely good place. And with the Death card here, sign of Scorpio, may have Scorpio on your chart, might be dealing with a Scorpio, but it's you making that change. The Death card, the Scorpio card, is about cycles coming to an end. So I feel like this is kind of you going from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, right? We've talked about that, in numerous videos. I've mentioned that kind of stuff. I'll mention it again. I remember watching Jerry Seinfeld talk about doing stand-up, talking about how he thinks it's weird that people get upset about ruining your appetite or ruining your supper or something like that. You have some snacks or something before and then you don't eat all your food or something. He says why is that such a big deal? I'm going to be hungry later. Another meal's coming around the corner. What, it doesn't matter if I ruin one, there's going to be more. I'm going to have infinite more meals basically until I'm in the ground, right? So there's always going to be more and more appetites down the road. So that's that abundance mindset. It's I'm going to have more. So what does it matter if this one gets spoiled, right? I'm always going to find more. I'm always going to get another job, another paycheck. I'm always going to find more work to do. I'm always going to find things to enjoy more. Why does it matter if this, isn't the best ever, right? I can find the best ever down the road. I have that mindset. So this is really awesome. I love this, Sagittarius. Good thing to start off with. You're coming in hot. I love it. So let's look at some possible challenges here for you as well. Oh, and we got a couple more pop-outs for you. Got the King of Cups, the Sun, and what else? Got one more card for Sagittarius. What is it going to be? The Three of Cups. All right. So I like the Sun coming up here. The Sun is the best card to get in your challenge position because it's still really good. It's still really good happiness. So I feel like you're still in a really good happy spot here because you're making this commitment. But it just might be kind of a thing where we're a little off emotionally here with the King of Cups. King of Cups is, kind of a been there, done that attitude. He doesn't let his emotions rule him. He rules his emotions. Not to say he doesn't feel or he doesn't care or anything like that. It's just he knows not to let negative emotions overtake him or let positive emotions overflow him into making bad decisions, for instance. So I feel like that's maybe you're in a good happy spot, but it's kind of how do we put this? How do you say? It's kind of like when you get you're so happy and excited about something that's just all you talk about, or it becomes an obsession for you. And then, and then someone's hey, what do you got going on in your life right now? And you just keep talking about I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going for this. And I've done this a lot in my life too. And that can kind of be a sign of when you don't have a lot of hobbies or something. And it's I'm doing this again. I'm still doing this. And it's yes, okay, I get that. But do you have anything else that you're doing, right? And it's no, I don't. It's well, maybe you should get a hobby or something. You should pick something else, kind of diversify. Because when, maybe if the well dries up on this one or it's something you don't realize, or you realize eventually this isn't what you really wanted, then you're going to be oh, now what do I do? I've got nothing, right? So just be careful with that. With the Three of Cups here as well, it could be like, again, like you're talking about, like you get overexcited, you can talk to your friends or your family, like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm glad you're doing that. But like, they kind of don't really celebrate it with you. So for instance, I'll give you an example. When I used to follow hockey almost religiously. So I used to watch hockey a lot, but none of my friends watch hockey. So I had no one really to talk to about it except for like my parents, but they didn't follow it the way I did. They just followed like the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's all I could really talk to them about. You know, I liked a bunch of other teams too. But then like I would go to work and talk to like a guy at work about it, but he just want to talk about his team and tell me that the teams I like sucked so much and whatever. Like, you know, it's just like, nobody wants to talk the way I want to talk about it. Like I can't, you don't scratch that itch. So just like I say, be careful of that. Try to express it in a healthy way. Try to, you know, maybe like I said, diversify a bit. So let's take a look at your possible outcome cards for you here. See if we can get you any more insight here, Sagittarius. Oh my lord, got cards everywhere. I tried to save them. I really did. We got cards flipping in the deck while we're at it. Gemini Christmas. We got Justice, Three of Cups, Five of Pentacles rather. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's try that once more, but with more feeling this time. See, there's a pop out. Just one. That's all we wanted. Just one or two, maybe three. Didn't really need like 10 or 11 or whatever that was. But let's look what we got. We got Five of Cups, Ace of Swords, and there was that Five of Pentacles. That was the last one we took in from all that mess there. So interesting that came up. We got fives here in your resolution. Fives can be cards of conflict, but when they're in your resolution step here, we're looking at the good stuff here of what they represent, which they're not bad cards. Like no tarot card is a bad card. It's just people tend to stigmatize them, or like they think it's out to get them, like the death card. Like people see death and they're like, oh no, like, but the death of something can be a good thing, right? It can be the end of the death of, they got them out of that bad situation, right? That cycle's over with. But anyway, that's enough of that tangent. This is about you, Sagittarius. The Five of Cups is a card of getting to where you want to get to, but not the way you thought you would. You can see here, these three cups have been knocked over. And this person is kind of obsessed about it. It's like, oh no, I lost these cups. This has been terrible. But if they look behind them, there's these two cups here. But more importantly, there's this bridge as well, and this town here in the distance. And that's to say that, like, hey, you know what? Not all is lost. There's still a path forward. There's still my destination in sight. I don't got to worry about this. We're still in a good spot here. And that's what I was kind of talking about. If like, you know, you lose flavor on what you're doing right now, this thing you really are enjoying, this happiness, this abundance you're going towards. If, you know, things go south, right, you need to have like something else you can rely on. So don't be like too invested. Well, not too invested, but don't be so invested that this becomes your everything, right? Just be watching out for that. And, you know, if something gets lost, it's like you can still have things to fall back on that maybe will get you to that abundance as well. With the Ace of Swords, you can overcome any challenge you face, even this kind of a challenge as well, where the cups have been knocked over. It's like, yeah, you can overcome this. You got it in you. Like, you can overcome this challenge mainly in your weekly reading here, but any challenge in your life here, as the sword is over top of the mountains. This, you know, the mountains are these hard things to climb. They're a big time challenge. But this Ace of Swords, then, like, you can overcome this. Maybe not going to be easy. You know, it is a challenge after all, but you can overcome this. So that's beautiful. And with the Five of Pentacles here as well, focusing down on your strengths, focusing down on the good things, right? Maybe this is something that like has been like really good, but that's just one of your strengths, right? You have a lot more to offer than just one thing. You can offer a ton of stuff here, Sagittarius. You're fantastic. Don't let this one thing kind of be like, this is it. This is all my strength. Focus on your strengths, plural here. So let's look at some possible clarifiers here for you, Sagittarius. Hopefully this is helping you out. Hopefully this is resonating with you. Thank you for being here though. And remember, we're tying off everything with an oracle card at the end. So you're gonna wanna stick around for all that. We got a pop out for you already, but let's take a look at your clarifiers here, Sagittarius. All right. We have got the Four of Pentacles. That's you, Sagittarius, the Temperance card. That's beautiful. And the World, though. The World. I love it. All right, big time completion here with the world. So I feel like something is like either you're working towards this big completion with the world, or you recently had a big completion happen, and that's why you're working on starting up something new with this Ace of Pentacles and working towards that abundance, which I love. Temperance card, that's your card, Sagittarius. When you come up in your own reading like this, it means you're in an incredibly strong position. You're stepping into your power, which is beautiful. With the Temperance card itself, just being flexible, being experimental, kind of, willing to find different paths, different routes, try different things here at this time. Again, I feel like you got it in you, Ace of Swords, and you overcome these challenges. You can overcome this challenge of maybe being a little too tunnel vision, being a little too obsessed with one particular thing. And with the Four of Pentacles here, play it safe, do what everyone else does. Don't try to make something happen that's not supposed to happen. Thank you for making your presence known here, Spike. You attention hog, you. You're just here hot dogging and grandstanding for the camera. But yeah, I feel like you're just in a good position here. Remember, play it safe. You're strong. You can make it through this. You can make it to your completion or to your abundance, whatever that looks like for you, Sagittarius. Let's look at your challenge clarifiers. See if we can get some more details on them as well here, Sagittarius. All right. You got the Six of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. All right. Yeah, the Five of Swords is that tunnel vision. Again, it's being obsessed with something, obsessed with winning in the Five of Swords case, like victories, achieving what you want to achieve, right? Again, just watch out for that, right? Watch out for that obsession. Got the Nine of Swords. It's all those fears, anxieties, nightmares you have in your head, kind of telling yourself like, oh, what if this doesn't work? What if this, isn't going to pan out so well? We're talking a bit about that with the King of Cups here, where we're saying like, hey, your emotions are kind of ruling you instead. Like that's the same sort of thing with the Nine of Swords, like letting your fears, letting those doubts and stuff rule over you. Like don't let that happen. Don't let that stuff kind of go. You ever notice that sometimes people really like to talk up something they love in their life, kind of overcompensate because they kind of have such little faith in it or something. They want other people to be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, right? Like if they were talking to you, Sagittarius, you're like, oh yeah, it's a great idea, Sagittarius. That's really awesome because you have that doubt in your mind where it's like, yeah, maybe I don't think this is going to work, but if I hype it up enough and someone else is like, yeah, we're right on board with you, that sounds great. You're like, oh, I feel so much better, right? So, and with the Six of Wands, that's also the same thing. Six of Wands is about talking the talk and walking the walk. And when it's in your challenge position, that's the opposite. It's like you're talking the talk, but maybe not walking the walk, or maybe you're walking the walk, but not talking the talk, right? So again, like there's that disconnect, right? So, here we are. There we are. So let's take a look and see what we got for, there's two cards right there. We got, deck is talkative to you today. Deck is talkative to you today, Sagittarius. Let's see, we got two cards and our third. We got the Queen of Cups here. We got the Magician and the Five of Wands. 3 5s in your reading. Interesting. 555. I'm not sure what the angel number means. You may want to go look that up after this reading, but I always look at 555 as if you ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there's a character named Faith, and she always say everything's 555, everything's good, everything's okay, like everything's going great. So like that's good. I take that as a positive. But the Five of Wands is about self-improvements, like working on yourself to improve yourself. So I feel like, yeah, that's like that kind of thing, expanding your horizons, trying to improve yourself that way so that you're not this like one-trick pony or this tunnel vision, obsessed, winning type of person. We got the Magician and the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups can help you kind of get to the root of problems, right? I feel like she's that kind of like therapist type person. Maybe not an actual therapist, but like someone who wants your emotions and stuff to be all set and in a good position so that you're not, freaking out. Notice we got the King of Cups here too. So that's divine counterparts. So maybe you have a partner that's very empathetic and very much wants to talk things through with you, make sure you're in a good place. Maybe that's what you need to do so that you're not, super focused on something, and then you can kind of diversify here. And with the Magician, the master manifester here, the Magician can manifest anything they want into their life. Like that's saying you got all the potential in the world with this infinity symbol above his head and having all the minor arcana, the swords, the wands, the pentacles, and of course the cups at his disposal. It's like you can do anything you want. Like you don't have to be limited to just this one thing, whatever it is for you. You can do more than just this, Sagittarius. So that's beautiful. But let's take a look at your oracle card, tie everything off for you. Hope this has been helping out. Hope this has been resonating with you. Thank you so much for making it this far with me. I appreciate it so much, Sagittarius. But let's see what oracle card we got to tie you off with. The Elephant Spirit. Learn from the past. Maybe this has happened to you in the past where you have kind of hyper-focused on something and then it kind of didn't work out the way you hoped it would. And then we had that Five of Cups moment where you're so focused on the fact that you've lost something you thought would lead you to the promised land, so to speak. And now it's time to kind of learn from that, or learn from other people. Maybe this isn't necessarily your past you're learning from. You've seen other people go through this, right? And go through this kind of trying to be overconfident, trying to, make something work, kind of talk it into being when they have all these doubts here. But just learn from the past. Try not to put all your eggs in one basket, don't bet everything on red, that kind of thing. Let's just go be diverse, be flexible, be experimental, like the Temperance card is in nature, and you're going to be all right. So if you want to help out the channel, Sagittarius, you can hit a like down below, hit that thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you enjoyed the content, you want to see more of it. You can also subscribe as well if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. That way you can go into your subscriptions and find me and check out your videos. You can find these a lot easier, so you don't have to search through all of YouTube for me. And you can also, of course, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one. See what all might be coming for you in the week ahead. Hopefully that's all going good too. Hopefully that's going to help you out. Thank you again for being here, Sagittarius, and I hope to see you in the next video.